What is up, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe Show, the home of Epic Conversations, and I'm the host of Epic Conversations, 2018 Innovation Award winner, 2020 Best Podcast News Award winner, given out by the Canadian Ethnic Media Association. I also co-host and co-produce the only online show for dads, fathers, and male caregivers. It's sponsored by Doveman Plus Care. And being part of that team, been part of the team longer than that, but since 2020, we've reached out directly and indirectly to over 400,000 dads, fathers, and male caregivers around the world. As always, I like to say you're blessed, highly favored, a magnet for miracles, and a solution for someone's problem. Good morning, Ryan AI Knight.
Hey, I'm telling people that AI can know more about you and do your applications. So my name
We'll
is.
get into that after the break.
We're gonna get into it. My name is Ryan Knight, one of the co-founders of the Afro-Caribbean Business Network. We support entrepreneurs of African and Caribbean heritage, really to figure out what stage their business is in, and then help them create a strategy to grow their companies. And we help them get access to funding and support with their marketing and sales. So yesterday we actually did an info session about our ACBN microloan program. So we are recruiting at least 50 into this next cohort. So
Wow.
share the word, up to $10,000 each. And I'm also an entrepreneur myself. I run a company, Detailing Nights. So we do mobile waterless car cleaning. So we go to people's houses or their offices, clean their cars on the spot without using water, and our plant-based eco-friendly cleaning supplies. And we actually having a car wash event tomorrow, August the 16th, in Markham to support the Markham Waxers under 14 hockey team. So if you know people in Markham or willing to drive out to Markham, definitely come out to the Angus Glen Community Center. We're going to be in the parking lot there, cleaning some cars and raising some money.
Angus Glen, what I usually hear about Angus Glen about the golf course.
And when I first heard the name, I was like, "Oh, is that a golf course?" But I guess a community center as well.
Yeah. Angus. I think the Canadian Open has been played there in the past, and a gentleman who I used to go to public and high school with, who's a little bit younger than myself. I don't know if he is there. I don't know if he's there anymore, but he was administrative manager for the Angus Glen Golf Club for many years.
Gotcha.
So that is pretty cool. And it looks like you're gonna have great weather to do it. It's gonna be Triple H, not wrestling, by the way. Hot, hazy, and humid tomorrow for you, so it should be a good day.
Hey, and we'll take the heat over the cold. Just make sure we find shade as much as we can and get some water. But yeah,
that's cool.
Weather's looking good.
Nice. How's the week been?
It's been good. So last week we had the car wash fundraiser for Durham Community Action Group, the food bank in Ajax. So that went well. People were excited. Almost raised $1,000 total.
Wow.
In one day. So yeah, being able to support them was great. And also we're looking at like other school programs. The school parent councils are calling us to say like, hey, we're looking for ideas for fundraisers. So yeah, wanted to make sure we can support people raising money.
Question for you. How did that idea get birthed about the fundraiser? Because that wasn't in your business Rolodex in the past.
Yeah, we had done it sporadically, but Big Brothers Big Sisters actually called us when they were doing a golf tournament and asked us if we could add on a car wash fundraiser so people were going to the golfing event, and could we do it in the parking lot? And it must have been 8 years. So we had done it kind of off and on, like JDRF. We've done it for
entertainment. People may not know that. What JDRF?
So, junior diabetes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, JDRF. I forget what RF stands for though, but it's the Junior Diabetes Foundation. So yeah, doing it when people invite us to kind of add on to their event. Mm-hmm. Now we realize like, hey, we can just put together a car wash event. People have done car wash fundraisers for years, and now because we're waterless, we can do it in a unique way where you don't have to rent a water truck or hook into a hose, and the quality of the car wash isn't good. So you get a premium car wash and you get to raise money for a great cause. So yeah, we're leaning into it more this year. I think we've done at least 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. 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 And where are the benefits? I know the benefits for the consumer who pays for the car wash. What are the benefits for detailing nights?
I would say the brand exposure, people seeing our logo more. The students that get to work with us get training and they get to get hands-on experiential training. They get to be under pressure. And also the one in Ajax, Paul Osborne was able to bring
Yeah.
his youth that were part of his rites of passage group. So they got to get their green shirts on and
Yeah.
get cleaning some cars. So
Yeah. He
yeah,
mentioned
seeing what it's like.
Yeah, he mentioned that on our Black Men Talk
Yeah.
episode last Sunday evening about that. So that's fantastic. Well, we got family in the house already. Fitness IQ Cam says, morning, morning. Producer Matt says, give me cold day rather than melting 30-degree weather. LOL. Oh, he says he's not built for the heat.
Oh, gotcha.
Um, Fitness IQ Cam goes, heavens no. Minnie St. Clair, good to hear from you. Good to hear you. Fitness IQ Cam says, heat all the way. And producer Matt says, here, we'll trade at Fitness IQ Cam. You can have the heat and I'll take your cold weather. And then she goes, dear Matt, LOL. All right. That's hilarious. Uh, uh, Anything else going on this week? It seems that ACBN is kicking up again with activity.
Yeah, and a bit more focused activity. Like we're doing a lot with our drop-ins. So shout out to Charmaine, our operations manager, who's been keeping our weekly drop-ins going and really focusing on getting the word out about people can just come in on Thursday, ask questions, and then using that same Thursday to announce other events that we're doing. So the microloan program that I mentioned, having Chris Beth do an actual presentation about specific funding that we're helping entrepreneurs with. So not just our ACBN microloan, but also the Black Opportunity Fund. They have a loan program as well. And we're able to get people prepared. So that's what we're launching, the loan readiness, I would say course, but it's
Oh,
preparation for getting money from both us and the Black Opportunity Fund. So you go through 9 weeks of really very focused. So it's not about doing your business plan. It's actually about organizing, I'll call it your data room. So you have all your documents and then making sure that you have traction in your business. So it focuses a lot on marketing and sales. What is your strategy? Do you have traction? What are you going to do with the money that will increase your sales so that you can pay back the loan? And then as you get more traction, what is the next milestone for you? Because we go up to 10,000, but the Black Opportunity Fund goes up to 50,000. And then tier 3 with the Face Coalition, they go up to 250,000. So we want to be, I always call it the farm team to the big leagues. Like we'll get you prepared and then you go to the next stages.
all right.
Yeah.
That is good. That is good. Ah, look who's in the house. Good morning, the
Yeah.
food plane. What is going on? Number one questionnaire. Number
Nice.
one questionnaire. I love it. And he says, good morning, Dr. Vieira and Pimp Barbecue Sauce. Shout out to Ryan. I shook your hand. I shook your hand yesterday at the Scarborough versus Montreal
Yes, good
basketball
to see you,
game yesterday.
Christopher.
Show some
So yeah, as I was leaving with my kids, gentleman tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Hey, I watch you on Dr. Vibe." And I was like, "Oh, what's your name?" He said, "Christopher." I was like, I don't remember seeing many Christophers in the
unless,
chat,
yeah,
but
Christopher.
oh, it's barbecue sauce.
Okay.
Nice.
All
That's
right.
great.
So
It's so
food
good to
play.
meet
So
you.
you're a celebrity, man. People recognize you
Whatever.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Hey? Uh okay. See already questions. Food play and I meant good morning, Dr. Vibe. And Ryan says, is Ryan on for the whole show? Let him answer that.
I'm here till 10. I gotta head out. So yes, I
Okay.
apologize.
Uh Fitness IQ Cam says unique name. I guess talk about Pimp Barbecue Sauce and Pimp Barbecue Sauce smile emoji. All right, we're gonna go on break, and when we come back, there's a whole number of things, but we'll as always promote our call-in feature. We'll talk more about that because we're
Yeah.
going to be chatting with the person who first called in with that feature last week. But we'll be back in a minute, so we'll catch you on the other side. Be well.
We invite you to the 3rd annual Toronto Pan-African Film Festival. Rhythm, the heartbeat of Black music and storytelling. taking place at the First Unitarian Center at 473 Oakwood Avenue in Little Jamaica, featuring Play It Loud, Box Cutter, King's Court, Paid in Full, Sounds and Pressure, Amplify, Soundtrack to a Coup d'etat, Zeke, and Hip Hop Story. And join us for the African Diaspora Media Brunch, taking place on August 17th at the Aqua Supper Club, featuring Philip Scott from the African Diaspora News Channel. Get your tickets now by visiting tpath.com.
And we are back. Now, a little update about that event. The Sunday media panel has been canceled.
Oh, no.
Reason being, there is a pending or Air Canada strike.
Ooh.
And some of the guests that they were wanting, some of the panelists they wanted to fly in are unable to come in. So if you are planning to go to this event and catch the media brunch, there's other things going on today, tomorrow. And I have to find out, because they had other events going on Sunday, but the media brunch is canceled. So I know people weren't coming to see me, but I was part of the panel. That has been canceled because of the pending Air Canada airline strike.
Yeah, that is going to be quite... Because didn't we already go through an almost strike with the pilots going out? And now
well, let's go through some things and we'll get into that. There's a number of different things we can chat about. But first things first, subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube and hit the notification. We finally passed 1,870 subscribers. Yes.
That's nice. All right.
Finally. Now, you know what I'm going to ask? 1,880.
Yes.
That's our next goal. Increments. But if you haven't subscribed and you feel up to it, fantastic. If you have subscribed, thank you. Spread the word, spread it out. We're always adding new things to the program. As people see, you see them. I'm using a different microphone today.
Gotcha.
Microphone using, got to raise the game because the people want quality stuff. Also, follow the Dr. Vibe Show on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Substack. Also, join the Discord group. Email me at dr.vibe at the vibe.show.com. Also, you can click on the link or copy the link and put out on Discord to advertise your business, product, or service on any of the platforms that I'm a part of. Please feel free to email me, dr.vibe at the vibe.show.com. Also, Indie Soup TV, we cannot forget our dear friend Dr. Tachi in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, who powers Indie Soup TV, which is about 28,000 subscribers in about, coming to 18, 19 months. Again, only 4% of all YouTube channels have over 10,000 subscribers.
Jeez.
So that is that. All right, and before we go any further, you can call in. You can call in now to the Morning Vibe. So if you got a question or a take, you can go to the website on your phone, desktop, whatever, put in callme.rode.com, or you can, if you have your smartphone, you can swipe the QR code. It will take you to that website. What you got to do is put in the code, and it's all in caps, FSSPL8L, then put your name, and then join conversation. And what we will do here is we'll answer your call. We'll have you call in. So you got to do that. You got to do that. You got to make it happen. So we want you to take part in that. And believe it or not, the first person to have called in when we did. So we want you to call in, and I'll hear this sound.
Oh, will it ring?
Well, that's a sound effect, man.
Oh yeah, I was like, yeah, that's a good notification. Right? That'd be good.
Right? So and we'll pick it up. And last Saturday, we put it, let it out of the box, so to speak. And who was the first person to call in? Ryan Knight.
Yes, I had to test it out. I was like, what is this new feature? Okay, let's see how it is.
And Ryan Knight was calling in during primetime Saturday with Aisha and Lala. Aisha was not there. She had some family commitments, but Dr. Tachi was there with Lala. And Dr. Tachi, Lala, and Ryan had quite a spirited conversation about Kamala Harris saying she's done with like big time politics. But it was quite a
Yeah, I was not in agreement with the
spirited
panel about
conversation.
that. Yes.
So it was really, really good conversation. And yeah, so we'd love someone to call in today if you are up to it. And we've had actually every time I've done a show with this feature, someone's called in. So you called in on Saturday, on Sunday evening, Mark Lewis called in. And then
Very cool.
Wayne Harris called in on this past Monday to have a great conversation with Carolyn.
Nice. Oh, that's good.
So we had all that. So Food Plane says we get a whole hour. Not bad. Fitness IQ Camp says,
I appreciate it.
And Fitness IQ Camp says WestJet not available. I don't know. I'm not organizing the event. Fitness IQ Camp says Air Canada needs to simmer down. Well, they wouldn't say so. They say they haven't had a chance. They haven't had wage increases in a long time. Look who's in the house. Frequency Event Promotions, which is the other Christopher that we know.
What's the next event coming up, Frequency?
Yes, good to see you. Okay, we'll get to that question in a moment, Food Plane. You always got good questions kicking on, but so let's talk first about Air Canada. What do you think about that situation?
It's tough for me to sympathize with unions because unions are typically really good when times are good. So if the company's doing well and the company's growing, and then unions make sure that people get paid their fair wage as the company's growing, and even from the beginning. But when the company starts to do poorly, then the unions typically are inflexible with, I don't want to say like not reducing wages, but realizing that there's no money there for increases. So when we look at Canada Post not being like bleeding money and needing to change, their union still wants wage increases to match if the company was doing well and flourishing. Air Canada, again, these corporate, like not corporate, government entities that typically are subsidized by the government to stay in business, it's difficult to grow with them, grow wages. So that's where it's hard to sympathize with. I think they came out the gate wanting 100% increase. By all means, if you've done the calculation and it shows how much you should be getting paid, but then are they also doing the calculation on how much is Air Canada actually making? And if they increased wages by 100% for everybody across the board, would that bankrupt the company? I know the calculation they did for Canada Post, what they were requesting was going to bankrupt. I mean, Canada Post is already bankrupt, but the government subsidizes it. So that's where it makes it difficult to increase wages in tough times. But definitely I see the protection of people through unions, but these negotiations always seem odd to me. I don't know. What do you typically think of, I guess, how it's being portrayed in media?
Well, it's actually interesting you're mentioning that because that right now the post office or Canada Post has to renegotiate their contract, but that's been delayed because the arbitrators or the people trying to settle Air Canada are working on that. So the post office thing is still in flux. So it's pushed it back. Unfortunately, we live in a time where greed is so dominant, and people like yourself and myself, and probably most of the people watching this live or on replay, we're getting squeezed, and company profits are getting bigger and bigger. And what we're taking home is getting smaller and smaller. And I think there certainly should be protection. Well, though for many of us, the real solution is starting our own business.
Yeah, but that's where it's probably
a number of us.
Yeah, like for people that are in union,
or at least have a side hustle.
Well, and that's where you have to leverage the good times, because if times are good, that's typically where you should be adding on additional sources of income, because a company like Air Canada or Canada Post, your wages are not going to grow by much. It's always going to be tight because they're losing money. So you can't expect to get rich by being a flight attendant and just hoping wages get increased by 100% every year. You have to now realize, okay, there's going to be a cap here, and a certain and really 2 to 5% increase per year is generally what you should expect. So now, what are you going to do to really bring in more income to the household? The union feels like they can get you 100% increase or wage increase. Is not really realistic. And like you said, a lot of times with companies that are increasing their profits, so something like Loblaws or the food industry where their profits started growing, or the banks where their profits are always growing, when people argue about wages increasing there, I would be with them, because they're increasing, like they're making billions of dollars more than, let's say, the previous years. But with Air Canada and Canada Post, they're not increasing their revenue by billions of dollars. So it's difficult to understand why you'd expect wages to increase so
All
much.
right, we are still hanging out. So with some more comments, you see what happened? Food Plane, once you said we're being graced with Ryan overtime, he had to go. All right, Fitness IQ Cam says, nah, sound like Run Belly. Dr. Tachi goes, oxtail cheesecake, good lord. I agree. That is not working with me. Cass Lou, sounds great. Good points. Preparation is key. Operations and systems along with business plan, etc. Food Plane says, Ryan, okay, you have to save that for next Friday, that question. Ryan, what are some of fears you notice in entrepreneurs that you help? That's a Ryan question. So parking lot that for next Friday when we do the Freestyle Friday. So I'm a little behind here. Join the call button now green, but cannot connect to network available. Okay, it sounds like it's a service provider thing. And I'm glad, Donovan, that you are keeping on it. C-Nurse K says, on Instagram, they posted highlights of Jerkfest. The people roasted them in the comment section, so they deleted the comments. Oh, wow. Wow, they deleted the comments. Not a good look. Not a good look at all. My suggestion is you at least apologize. At least apologize. But when you delete the comments, not only does that could negatively impact that person you delete, but bad news always travels faster than good news. Deleted the comments. Are you serious? Wow. Definitely, I want to make sure we have this feature working. I want you next week, Cnurse K. We got to talk about this, and I'm going to see if we can do some research. They deleted the comments. What do people think about that? Deleting the comments. So Jerkfest is an annual event in Toronto celebrating African Canadian community, and they had a number, according to Cnurse K, a number of challenges. People were complaining on their Instagram account, and they deleted the comments. Not good. Cnurse K says communication issues for sure. They had water stations, but people were not aware ahead of time. They didn't bring bottles. Oh, jeez. So they had water stations, but there was nothing. They didn't tell them to bring stuff to. Oh my goodness. Wow. Plus, due to the high temperatures, the water was warm. Oh my gosh. So, Office of Tim Frey says, Dr. Vibe, Ameribana won't go away. Just so you're aware, in 2019, UNESCO deemed Caribana Heritage Foundation, so it's too important to the world, especially Canada, since it generates over 600 million. We'll see. I'm saying in 10 years' time, we'll see. Cash Lou, clap emojis. Food Plane has smile emoji. Frequency Event Promotion says, Office of Tim Frey, good day. C-Nurse K says, yes, I wanted to show my husband, and the comments were gone. Not at all, but a large amount of them were gone. Food Plane says they should take full responsibility. Also says take full responsibility, apologize, and talk about how you're going to improve. That's my suggestion. Maybe I'm wrong in saying that. I don't know. But wow. And I heard nothing about what went on at Afrofest, but actually I believe I know a lady who was vending there. So I'm going to see if I can get her on the show, if she's willing to come on the show, and see what her lens was. That is crazy. Wow. That is crazy. All right. What else is on people's alleged minds? We got a great turnout today, by the way. And this is a wonderful thing when we're blessed that we can just basically have open lines. And again, my apologies about the feature not working. That Dr. Vibe wants to get it right. Oh, so a few things before we shut down today. We're not going to shut down for a few minutes. Coming up on Monday, we have part 2 of the craft series about Black elderly. Desiree King will be back. Myself and Ron will be co-hosting the conversation. So check that out on Monday for you all. Okay, let's go here. C Nurse K says, it was bad. People were out in the heat with no shade, and the lineups to buy water were apparently ridiculous. Oh, I could imagine. And I have to go to an event tomorrow, but I know there's shade. So, yeah, wow. And that was my concern, especially with the way we're having heat this summer in the Greater Toronto area. Are there places, water going to be provided? Is there shade? Because there's been some wicked heat this year. Wicked heat this year. Yeah. Good stuff. What else is going on, people? What else is going on? Who wants to chat? Internal. Okay. Help. All right. Because, there does seem to be an issue with the software internally. Yeah, I'm seeing an error message come up now. Yeah, I see. It seems there's something wrong internally. So there is a software issue with the company that provides this. Okay. All right. So more comments here. Caslu says, think apologies and truth can go a long way. Some people underestimate it, and it can go a long way in communication in relationships, business and personal. Yeah, 100%. There are some business people that mentor me that say, when you make a mistake, if you feel you've made a mistake, even if you're not sure about it, apologize. I agree. The apologies definitely would go a long way, but deleting comments, it's not a good look. Not a good look. All right, so Food Plane, the master questioner, says, hey, when I visit Canada, I'm considering visiting Toronto and Montreal. What say you? I say that's fine, but there's a lot of other places to visit. But if you want to start, Toronto, Montreal are good, but there's so many other places I would recommend. Hold on a second. I just got a cough here. For the Canadians who are watching live or on replay, Toronto, Montreal, thumbs up for Food Plane to visit. Food Plane's coming from New York. And Food Plane says, also, how long should I stay to take it all in? How much time do you have? That's a bigger question. How much time do you have? I'd say at least a week in each city. And remember, Montreal is a 5.5, 6 hour drive from Toronto. If you're going to drive there, plane, it's probably an hour and a little bit. And whichever city you want to visit first, go for it. Or if you want to do both, That may be a lot depending on what your schedule and availability is. Okay, it would be the first time. Yeah, I'd say at least a week. If you come to Toronto, definitely you're going to hang out just a little bit, if even a little bit with myself around. We take you to some food places. You're saying a week? Wow. Yeah, there's a lot to see and do here and in Montreal. You said you were told Montreal for the food. If you come in the summertime, I think overall, Montreal has a more vibrant atmosphere. Food is good in both places. I think Montreal has a little bit more vibrant atmosphere than Toronto. That's just my take. I live in the Greater Toronto area, and I visited Montreal during the summertime. Love Montreal in the summertime. Don't know if they still do it, but I know the last time I went, they basically for a week or so closed down all of Montreal downtown. You could walk around, no problem. Walk around, no problem. In Toronto, I don't think downtown, I don't know if they closed downtown Toronto for a week and allow people to walk around. I don't know. Okay, Fit and Inside Cam says they lied to you. What do you mean they lied to you? Okay, so again, so people don't worry about trying to call in. I do see here now an internal error has occurred. Click help to contact us for further assistance, quoting the error code shown below. Connection failed. All right, so we will look into that. So there seems to be a connection issue. All right, no problem. Toronto could never what? I need longer sentences. You got 200 characters, Fitness IQ Cam. Give me more, please. Toronto could never ... Toronto could never ... Don't know. But yeah, that is... I'm disappointed you couldn't call, because I think there were so many people wanting to call in today. Yike! So definitely something I had no control over. We'll have to see what's going on with the service provider, but I will certainly look into that. Speaking of which, what do people have going on for the weekend? Toronto's going to be hot, and then by supposedly Monday, Tuesday, supposed to be cooling down, but myself, I'm going to an event tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that. And I have 2 shows on Sunday. I was only supposed to have one, but because the media brunch has been canceled for the Toronto Pan-African Film Festival, hey, can do a show. Can't go wrong with that. And then, so Black Canada Talk tomorrow, Primetime Saturday with Aisha and Lala. Sunday, we have Black Canada Talking with myself and Cesar at 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. Black Men Can Talk. Oh, Fitness IQ Cam says, yeah, you said Montreal shuts down their downtown. Yeah, and you said Toronto could never. Okay, yeah, that would probably not go. There's enough traffic challenges in Toronto itself. That would never go down in Toronto. It's like the closest thing that comes down is when they have those bike rides, like Ride for Heart, Ride for Cancer. They close down the Don Valley Parkway. Matt Duffy says, producer Matt says, having a big barbecue tomorrow with both my big friend groups from home and college. Been planning it for months now. Very excited. We'll see. You don't have to produce. You probably don't have to produce tomorrow. There you go. Nothing just happens. Barbecue. I haven't got... Actually, tomorrow I have actually 2 events to attend tomorrow. So I'm not eating much today because there's going to be enough food tomorrow. So I'm going low eating for the next at least 26, 27 hours. But yeah, the weather's supposed to be good. And the weather in Toronto this summer has been, if you like hot weather, amazing. Been absolutely amazing. All right, let's take a look who have been the top contributors on YouTube today. So top contributors. Number 1 is the Food Plane, followed closely by Fitness IQ Cam, producer Matt, Frequency Event Promotions, Minion Cam, Tim Frey, Dr. Tachi, C Nurse K, Daily Scrum News, Cash. Wow, we had a lot of people kicking in today. Thank you. Thank you. Food Plane goes, are there parts of Canada that you are yet to visit you'd eventually like to visit? Absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely the East Coast of Toronto, East Coast of Canada. Ideally, I'd like to drive from where I am to the East Coast. I don't eat it a lot anymore, but I'd like to have some fresh lobster caught in the East from the like New Brunswick or Prince Edward Island. Would definitely like to go out there. Yeah, there's so many places. Never get tired of Montreal. Only been to Quebec City once. Would love to go there. I like to examine it all. Here's an interesting story. A number of years ago when I used to work in a call center in the Greater Toronto area, had a lady call from Texas. I found out she called in. Now I go, where do you live? Oh, Texas. I go, wow. And she goes, you have such a wonderful country. I go, how would you know? And this is a number of years ago, her mother and herself came, I think it was to Toronto or maybe somewhere else, and they took a train to the west coast of Canada. So they went right across Canada via train. That would be a cool trip. I would love to do that. I have been to British Columbia, but again, never enough. This country's so huge. Would love to go to Rocky Mountains, Alberta, check that out. British Columbia, the interior of British Columbia is absolutely gorgeous. Was there a few times when I was younger, would love to go there. Been to Vancouver only once or twice. And of course, want to get back up to Yellowknife in the Northwest Territories. A good associate of mine is there right now because they have 4 or 5 months of sun in the summer. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Fitness IQ Cam says you can't starve today and be glutton the next day. I know, I got to pace it. But actually one of the events is on a farm. Believe it or not, on a farm. I'm going to be on a farm tomorrow. And I may have mentioned this a few years ago. This gentleman who owns a farm, black gentleman, wonderful gentleman. Him and my dad have known each other forever. Actually, my dad was the best man at his wedding. But this gentleman used to be a member of the Toronto Police Force. When he retired, he was a sergeant in the Toronto Police Force. So about 3 or 4 years ago at his retirement party, some of the officers that served under him, 1 or 2 of them came from Mexico for this retirement party. Amazing. And every year he has this get-together at his farm, and he owns about 100 acres of farmland, about an hour and a half drive from here. Amazing. So excited. Fitness IQ Cam goes, oh, the yearly one you go to. Yes. And it's going to be hot tomorrow. Oh boy, the heat is going to be something crazy tomorrow. Food Plane goes, is there anything that is normal in America, however not acceptable in Canada? Well, I'll let some of the Canadians who are watching this live or on replay. Is there anything that is normal in America, however not acceptable in Canada? Good question. I'll let the people in the chat answer that. Interesting to me that when I remember my grade 9, one of my grade 9 courses was called Consumer Ed. The teacher's name was Mr. Patrick, and he said something that is very true then and even more today. Back then he said that anything that's any habits that are started, okay, interesting. Daily Scrum News says guns. Yeah, we're not a gun-toting culture. We are not a gun-toting, though there are guns, a number of guns here, and there's more and more gun violence happening here. And Daily Scrum says guns and more guns. Yep, guns and more guns. Fitness IQ Ken goes, yeah, LOL, we're not a gun culture. I know there are some parts in the United States you can go into a store and you can see people openly just just private citizens just carrying on guns openly. Not here. Not here. That is a good one, Daily Scrum News. Guns and more guns. Yep, 100%. I agree. I agree. We are not a gun culture here for the most part in Canada. Not to the same extent as in the United States. Absolutely not. But we do have gun problem here. That I will agree. There's a lot of guns being concealed. We do have that here, but open-wise, no. That's a good question, though. Anyone else have any thoughts? That actually is a really good question. That may be one I have host a conversation about. Is there anything that's normal in America that is not acceptable in Canada? Or how is America and Canada different? That, I think, would be a good conversation piece. Producer Matt, if you can put up again the link for the survey. That would be fantastic. And you're saying, people saying an incentive? But there's the survey for the morning vibe. That is, and myself and Rob would love you to fill it out. And the reason why we're asking you to do the survey, we're considering changing the time of our live morning show on Monday and Fridays. And we'd love to get your input on what time works best for you, and also get feedback from you so we can partner with sponsors who truly understand and support the community. It only will take a few minutes, and your responses are confidential. So if you're up for it, would be great. Another thing, Fitness IQ says difference between food standards. How do you know? How do you know? One of the things that always blows my mind is when I watch shows like Gordon Ramsay's Secret Service, how food is kept. What we don't see in food establishments. What we don't see. Actually, I was watching Ramsay's Secret Service on PVR, and he just saved a restaurant that does Etrurian food. What city were they in? Can't remember. The food was immaculate. It's just the staff just needed a turnaround, but the food was immaculate. But some of the food standards, that's a good question, because we don't know what the food's. Again, we only see what's delivered to us when we're sitting at a table, or delivered to us. Yeah, we only see what's delivered to us. We don't know where it came from or if it's fresh or not. That's the challenge. Hey, there's a lot. Oh, you know what I haven't done today? What haven't I done today? I want to get your feedback. So just give me a second. Let me just get this set up. Get your feedback on today's conversation. Just give me a second. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get it ready here. We try to do this as much as possible as we're winding down a conversation. And interesting. What's going on today? It's not showing up. Huh. We're having fun with technical stuff today. Usually we're able to just put it up there, but it's not happening today. There we go. When in doubt, producer Matt shows up. Oh, I know why it was a little delay. As always, myself and Ryan would appreciate if you give your feedback if you're watching on YouTube. Scale from 1 to 5. Give us a rating. We can take whatever you put out there. So scale of 1 to 5, rate us. And there's a number of you watching live on YouTube right now. We'd appreciate you give a rating. 1, it was terrible. 5, it was on point. All right. There we go. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see. We like those fives. We like those fives. Fantastic. All right. We can take that down. That's all good. Okay. I think we're going to shut it down. All right. So let's do a little recap. Subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube and hit the notification button. Let's see if we can get to 1,880 subscribers. So if you've already subscribed, thank you. If you haven't subscribed and you're up to it, subscribe and hit the notification button. Also, like the Dr. Vibe Show on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Substack. Join the Morning Vibe Discord group. Email me at dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com or click on the link that you see on the screen. Also to advertise your business, product, or service on any of the platforms that I'm on and Ryan is on when we're on together, by the way. dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com. What do we have here? You want to get a hold of Ryan? It's Ryan O'Neill Knight, and that's Knight with a KN, not an N, KN. RyanO'NeillKnight.com, LinkedIn, Ryan O'Neill Knight, Instagram at Ryan.Knight99, email workwithme@RyanO'NeillKnight.com. For myself, the drvibeshow.com, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, the Dr. Vibe Show, Instagram at the drvibeshow, X at drvibeshow, email dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com. You can also catch me on Substack. Yep, putting more stuff up on Substack. drvibe.substack.com/subscribe. I got a subscriber this week. Also, I was interviewed and it's been put out on Substack. I'm going to see if I can put it on my YouTube channel. But if you subscribe to Substack, there's an interview done by Tanya Smith, who runs a great platform called streamlikeaboss.tv. She is a great inspiration for me. Also, you can catch me on Blue Sky at drvibe.bsky.social. If you want to catch replays of this epic conversation, you can catch it replay-wise on the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Also, the Afro-Caribbean Business Network on YouTube, and Ryan O'Neill Knight on YouTube. We got some more comments. So let's see. We got some more. Oh, Food Plane goes, when are we getting a background of Toronto? Okay. I can make that happen. That's not hard. A background of Toronto, including the CN Tower. Maybe CN Tower. Maybe I like different neighborhoods of Toronto. CN Tower, that's a touristy thing. Nothing against a touristy thing, but I'd want to show the different neighborhoods of Toronto. And he says, would be cool. Okay, says Food Plane, thank you. Says, thanks for the stream. Have a great weekend. I'm going to have a weekend. I love having a great weekend. I hope you do. And I'll just do, again, our top people, fans-wise on YouTube. That's fans-wise contribution. Food Plane is number 1. Then Fitness IQ Cam, Producer Matt, Frequency Event Promotions, Minion Cam, Tim Frey, Dr. Tachi, Sceners K, and Daily Scrum News. I think that's a wrap. And then you know what I'm going to do, family. I got to contact this company to see what's going on. And again, it wasn't your fault. It's something that's going on with them. All right. Live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get small to get stronger. Block assumptions. Aim bigger, aim better, aim higher, aim wider. Love, faith, and respect. Don't just manage your time, manage your energy. Remember to give yourself grace. If you're not making money, make history. Try to do both. And make it better. So have a great weekend. Programming continues. Also, big thanks to producer Matt. And speaking it on, Monday's show, we have, again, Desiree King talking about Black elderly. but it's already posted on the YouTube page, so all the details are there. Actually, any of the platforms you're watching this live on, it's already posted about what we're going to be talking on Monday. And at the present time, next Friday will be another Freestyle Friday. But again, my apologies again, software didn't work, but I'm really excited that you want to call in and chat with us. That is absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. So as always, God bless, peace, well, keep the faith. Well, good. Again, thanks, producer Matt. Take care. See ya.
This whole thing of using your business with plant-based products, don't you think your life should reflect that too?
Juke him, Carolyn. Juke him. The family loves us here because they're saying Fitness IQ Can says put a wig on to get in.
Oh
God.
my God.
Like the ideas are just coming fast and furious here this morning. What? Okay, look at this. Global Women Ambassador. Good morning. Look forward. Okay.